Hello and welcome to the fourth round of the VMS Bronze Split here at the Virtual Motorsport Series. My name is Verre Komman and you are once again joining us at Fuji Speedway here in Japan. The track opened in 1963, 4.5 kilometers or 2.8 miles, 16 corners makes up this very tricky but very special track for us to drive on tonight. A lot of elevation change as well, as you can see, 40 meters, especially in the first and final sector. The very tricky turn one, Daiichi corner to the right and then through Coca-Cola towards 100R, making up the sector 2 and sector 3, the very tricky, very slow speed corner with the Panasonic corner on the end there, the 16th and final turn, and the big main straight there, which would set up some nice overtaking options into turn 1. Once again, my name is Sverre Komman. I'm joined today by not one, but two commentator hosts. Of course, as always, Daniel Krylov here, and also the one and only Charlie Thornton is joining me as well. So we have a full house here tonight. Guys, welcome. Charlie, let's start out with you.
Hello.
We have a lot of new drivers, new faces here tonight, and a very tricky track. Yeah, I think we have 4 new drivers in Hypercar and 2 new drivers in LMGT3. But also a very tricky track here tonight. So, what can we expect tonight? Do you think?
Well, we've got a lot of new drivers, as you've mentioned already, ranging from Ferrari, Aston Martin, Toyota, BMW, and Lamborghini. I think this weekend, so it will be good. Fuji is a great track for multi-class and for these cars in general. I think I've been doing a lot of the LMP2s here this week on LMU, and I've been loving it. So yeah, I might be the pro this weekend.
Well, and Daniel, coming to you, I believe that we have some rain coming, if I'm not mistaken, especially around Fuji. That can play a big factor here tonight.
Yeah, for sure. We've seen it in the silver split. I think 2 rounds ago. It was just fantastic. It was great strategy play. It was, it really gave us great entertainment, and it was always a step into the unknown. What strategy you're going to go with, how long you're going to stay out, if you're going to stay out, if you're going to do an undercut, overcut strategy. So all these sort of things are always a great thing in racing, and especially in multi-class racing. And it's just pitching up the excitement for this race even more than it is now.
Yes, for sure. It should set us up nicely here tonight as we are rounding up the practice session just ahead of the qualifying session that will start in about a minute and a half time. As we see the standings on the left-hand side. Well, let's take a look at those new drivers that we have tonight. In the Hypercar, we have the names of Ricardo Diana. Let's take a look then. This is the old list, I think. So these are the drivers that started this championship about 2 months ago at this point, with the likes of Paulo Urtu, who is, hasn't had the best of luck yet this season. He is also not starting tonight. He is down in the 14th position. Same cannot be said for Gabo Poor, who is our championship leader. That we will see that in a few moments' time as well. He's yet to finish a race off the podium this season, and he also took the win last time out in Portimao. Luca Gagliardini, who was in P2, also scoring some steady points. Same for Juho Avunto, who was our championship leader until last time out, but he DNF'd in Portimao in a very chaotic race there. So he's trying to make up some terrain here tonight. Daniel Benefield, also a driver who pretty much scored on one occasion, and that is Sebring, and he took the win there. So he is on good points, but not really competing for the championship at this stage. These are the results from Portimao last time out. As I said, Gabo Poor taking the win in Hypercar with Sean Tempest, only 3 seconds behind. Mathieu Bottolin in P3. Osama Kanani in the Peugeot, who we saw going quick in the practice session already. In the Peugeot, he was in P4 with Luca Gagliardini in P5. Alessandro Marucelli in P6, all very close stuff there, with Jeremy Barrault and Jessica Hoffman, both Aston Martin Valkyrie drivers in P7 and P8. Lucas Cedar in the Porsche in P9 and Alessandro Sterle in P10. Well, Jessica Hoffman, she did finish in P8 there, but I think she changed her car. Yes, she did, to the BMW M Hybrid. So she's back down to 0 points in the championship. These are the standings for the Hypercargo report in the lead on 58 points. So a healthy lead compared to Luca Gagliardini in P2 with Joao Avunto in P3, only 2 points behind Gagliardini. Bortolana P4, Daniel Benefield, as I said, taking one win in this season, but he is in P5 on 25 points, and Kanani in P6. Jean Tempest P7, Lucas Cedar P8, Alessandro Marucelli P9, and Alessandro Sterle in P10. A lot of Ferraris, but they're not always the quickest this season. And LMGT3, it was Manuel Fuchs who took the win in the BMW by almost 30 seconds ahead of Gregor Hujek, who is in P2, also in the BMW. So that car performing really well there in Portimao. Alex Stratman in the Lexus in P3 with Kevin Kienbaum in P4. Alexander Rodoskovic in P5 in the Ferrari. Maritz de Rauder in the other Lexus in P6. Fabian Wenger in P7. Corey Jason in the P8. Jimmy Logue in P9. And Giovanni Filiberti in P10. 1 lap down on the leader. And as you can see, Manuel Fuchs taking a healthy lead as well in the championship. That's 29 points clear of Fabian Roth. Fuchs also yet to finish off the podium, taking the win in Bahrain and Portimao, and third in Sebring. Fabian Roth on 36 points ahead of Kevin Kienbaum, who is only 4 points behind. Kevin Bauer in the Porsche showing some great pace as well in P4. Fabian Wenger, Gregor Hujek P5 and 6. Alex Stratman P7, Merwan Bonuada in P8, Patrick Stein in P9, and Alexander Radoskovic in P10. Well, as we are making our way to the LMGT3 qualifying, there we go. The drivers are out on track, and let's take a moment to look at a new name, or 2 new names that we have here tonight. One of them is our very own Omet Ohm. There you can see her in the front of the queue as we go green for the qualifying session of the LMGT3 field. But Omet is our producer here at VMS, but she is also now driving in the bronze split. So very nice to see her out on track there in the Lamborghini Huracan, that is. She's shown some great pace already, so it's going to be interesting to see how well she does. And the other is Jamie Logue, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Jamie Logue has been promoted from reserve to full season. So
there we go. So he's out in the BMW LMGT3. There we go. So, Charlie? What kind of things do you expect from these 2 new drivers?
Well, Amet, we've seen, has gone very, very fast in the practice session just before. So I think that Amet will be quite high up in the order, hopefully. Whether that's where she ends up in the race result, we'll have to see and wait and find out. But I think she'll be pretty high up there. The Lamborghini is a good car at most tracks. And yeah, Jamie Logue, again, he'll be aiming for a top 10 at least. He's been doing very, very well in Tier 1. He's got a couple of top 5s, for example. But I definitely think he will be up there in the mix.
Good stuff as the drivers are making their way around for the first time on this track in qualifying. It's still dry out on track as are on board with Omet taking her first lap around Fuji Speedway. Daniel, do you want to take us a lap on board with Omet here?
Yeah, sure. So a very long straight coming to turn 1. As you can see, still warming up the tires, so not tire conditions yet. But nevertheless, braking around the 100-meter board just before the curb on the left-hand side, trying to hug the right side curb, not driving too much on it. Same goes for the left side curb. Then this very small right-hand king turn 2, and then approaching the left-hand Coca-Cola turn right before the 50-meter board, hugging once again the curb on the left and going wide on the right. Then trying to stay as close to the apex on the right here and on the throttle again, then trying to position the car as to the right, hard brakes, hugging once again the curb, going as wide as possible. Then again through this small right-hand king, approaching Dunlop corner, this chicane. And I think you brake roughly after the Goodyear sign. Yes, there we go. A very tricky corner, very easily to overshoot in here. now coming to the third sector, the hardest sector, a lot of small braking and throttle inputs, trying to get the car on grip all the time, not oversteering, not understeering. This corner I think is one of the hardest. This left hand really in the right hand, the last corner, Panasonic, really tricky and always challenging to get right. Now accelerating through the last corner and trying to get the best exit possible. And again on the long back end straight, and that was it. That was one lap around Fuji Speedway.
Good stuff. As we see Ahmed coming across the line, it's a 42.6, so not as quite as fast as we are expecting here tonight. Of course, as you rightfully mentioned, Daniel, the tire is not quite up to temperature just yet. As you see, Kevin Bauer, one of the Fischer Racing Team guys, making his way through Sector 2 as well. But we're expecting those times to drop just a little bit more over the next few minutes. So already a good lap from Ahmed on the board. It's De Raude now P2, 7/10 behind. Hujek 1.6 seconds behind. And Jason 2.2 seconds behind. So no competitive lap times by them just yet.
One thing that I think is interesting is Manuel Fuchs is not here tonight. I don't think so. So championship leader and multiple race winner, I want to say.
Yes, yes.
I think it could really shape up things. Is he here?
I haven't seen him yet.
No, he's not. Fine. But yeah, I think that could really shake up things in the championship.
But sure can. The gap right now is 29 points. So if Fabian Roth is to take maximum points here tonight, he would not overtake him just yet. So his lead is safe for now. But as you say, he would close down the gap quite significantly. So also in the YouTube chat, you can once again vote for the driver who you think will take pole position. Manuel Fuchs is one of the options. But as you say, I don't think he will be the one taking pole position here. But Fabian Roth and Kevin Kienbaum are options there. And otherwise, just name the driver who you think will take pole position in the chat itself. As we see Ahmed coming across the line once again, it's a 41.9. So a quicker lap time already by her. It's a second clear of Bauer, who is still in P2. Maurice de Raude now goes second quickest, 4/10 behind. Strapan at P3, 5/10 behind. So Ahmed setting the pace early on here. Gregor Hujek also nearing the start-finish straight. And it's a 42.3, so he's now up into P2, just ahead of de Raude there, only 0.05 of a second between the two. Speaking of Fabian Roth, he is on a good lap here. It's a purple sector 1 and a green sector 2, but not off by much. So let's see what he can do in just a few moments' time. So Wenger now goes second as well.
I must say that Corvette livery looks awesome.
Yeah, it sure does.
It really does. And he goes quickest. He goes about 41.6, so 0.3 quicker than Ahmed. Fabian Roth taking provisional pole position at this stage, which is exactly what he needs to do with Manuel Fuchs absent here tonight. And Roth, same as Alexander Radoskovic, both part of the Fischer Racing Team there with the very striking purple livery. It's really one that stands out on track. So Roth setting the early pace as well. Corey Jason sitting down in P14, but he is looking quick as well. Coming through sector 2, that's the Nets corner. Very tricky, as we mentioned. Very easy to lose the race at purple sector 2 there, so it's a good lap from him at this point. As Ahmed now once again sets a provisional pole position. So Ahmed and Roth both aiming for that pole position here tonight. But can Corey Jason put himself in the mix as well? I think just misses out. So he lost a lot of time there in sector 3, I think. So it's 0.8 down on Ahmed after that sector 3. Bauer, however, is looking quick. Yeah,
really
go ahead.
Yeah, he's already, what, 1.9 tenths up there and then 1.5 tenths in the second sector. So if he can get this final sector strung together and across the line, I think this could be pole. See you in a moment. Waiting patiently. And he
Yeah,
does
there we
go
go.
It is.
2/10 as well. Impressive.
So it is Kevin Bauer in the Porsche 992 who sets a provisional pole position at the moment by over 2/10 clear of Omet and Kienbaum, who is slotted in just between Omet and Roth there, 3/10 behind Bauer at this stage. So the Porsche once again showing some good pace here. It's not been the favorite car of the drivers in this championship, but it's showing once again that it has some good pace here around Fuji, same as last time out in Portimao.
You say about the Porsche not being the greatest car, but you look in the Silver Championship and Axel Ramone has taken 2 wins on the trot in the Porsche. I think it's a good car if you got someone who can drive it well.
Good point.
That is very true, yeah. I think it's just not been the most popular car because it's quite tricky to drive, of course, with the rear engine. But it's it can be a very competitive car, for sure.
Absolutely. Just a couple more minutes left off this LMGT3 qualifying, and then we'll have a little break and into Hypercar. But this grid is looking very tight at the moment. 12 positions cover just a second so far, and you know, P13 is only 42 hundredths slower than a second. Thousand, sorry, yeah, slower than that 1 second. So it's very, very tight and very, very close.
Yes, it is good stuff for sure. As we see Radoskovic coming through the final corner here, it's a decent lap from him as well. Only a 10th down on Bauer. He's currently in P8 and 7/10 down, but this could move him up quite a bit here. And it's in P6. It is a good improvement, but it's only P6 at the moment. So I should say it's 5/10 between the top 6. So that's very close stuff indeed. I gotta say, I'm also quite impressed, Daniel, with how well the tires are holding up at this stage. Of course, Sector 3 is quite notorious to be quite heavy on the tires, but these drivers seem to be able to extract a lot from them at this moment.
Yeah, surely it really it's I did not expect it as well. So even the last qualifying runs, even after driving, I don't know what was this, 5 laps or so at like 5 push laps, they really, especially the rear tires, are seemingly extremely good for now. So everyone is still able to drive great sector times, even all-time best sector times. As we see Kevin Bauer going purple in the second sector and maybe trying to gain on his provisional pole as well. So yeah, the tire's really holding up perfectly and it doesn't seem to be any problem for now.
I mean, Stevie, you mentioned about Sector 3 being hard for the tyres, but Sector 1 as well is pretty hard on the tyres. You've got that left-hander after the hairpin at turn 1, turn 2, sorry, Coca-Cola, I think it is, turn 3, which is pretty hard on the tyres, and then 100R, you know, which is really, really demanding on the front left and the left rear tyre. So, you know, for these guys to be pulling these laps out after, you know, 5-6 laps is pretty impressive.
It very much is, and that is GT3 qualifying over. So it is Kevin Bauer who remains on pole position there with a 41.2. Omet, making her debut here tonight, is in a very nice P2. There are only 2/10 behind Bauer. So as you predicted, Charlie, she's right up there in this fight. Fabian Roth, the biggest rival of Manuel Fuchs, it takes P3 there, just behind Omet, with Kienbaum in P4. And it's Filiberti in P5, Hujek in P6. Radoskovic also nice qualifying by him in P7, with De Rauder in P8, Greta P9, Stratman rounding up the top 10, all within 8/10 of a second. Well, actually, the top 15 is within a second here tonight. So it's insanely close stuff between these drivers, with Bessier in P11, Wenger P12, Boger P13, Logue in P14, Jason P15, Benoada P16, and Colombo probably serving a qualifying penalty there, so he did not set a lap time at all. I would imagine that Logue it is. Yes, Logue is a bit disappointed with that qualifying, even though he is only a second off at this stage. What do you think, Charlie?
Colombo, as far as I'm aware, was having some technical difficulties with his computer installing his new drivers. apparently. So that's gone very, very well for Mohammed. And you know, we're used to seeing yellow flags and then seeing Colombo, but this time it wasn't him. So that's surprising. But yeah, I mean,
Fair enough.
Jimmy, like, you know, he's been a reserve in this split since the start. So I don't think it's too bad of a result for him. P14, 9/10 off pole is really not bad at all. I mean, it just shows you that, you know, P1 to P15 is 0.9 seconds is pretty crazy. I think that's going to be one of our closest qualifyings we've seen in this championship.
I would say so for sure. And well, of course, I should also mention that Jamie Loke has already driven twice in this championship and scored points on both occasions. So he is for sure a driver to watch out for during the race. Well, then it's 1 minute to go to the start of hypercar qualifying here at Fuji. Once again, you can vote in the YouTube chat who you think will take pole position here tonight. So we are on board with one of the Ferraris, it is, and just ahead is Usama Knani in the Peugeot. So in hypercar, we have multiple new drivers here tonight. We have Riccardo Diana and Samuele Venti. So I need to practice this name. Venticinque. There we go.
I think.
Apologies if I make any mistakes on that one.
Apologies if we all make mistakes, because there are some names in here that we don't know what they are sometimes.
That's very true. Well, both of them are driving the Ferrari 499P. We also have Riccardo Trecciani, who is driving the Toyota GR10010. So it's a home race for him. Of course, this track is owned by Toyota. So it's pretty much a home race for him at this stage. And last but not least, I gotta say, a very special driver for me. My very own brother has joined the championship. Rune Koolman is driving the Aston Martin Valkyrie, so the best sounding car on the field. There we have him. My very own little brother who is driving here. So I'm gonna make a lot of fun of him.
From Tier 1, so
yes. He's been performing really well there, so it's great to see him out on the track here as well.
I'll try not to make
Sorry?
Got his first podium the other week, didn't he?
He sure did. Yeah, I was very happy about that. So let's see if he can reproduce that once again here tonight. Well, Daniel, we always joke about how we love the Aston Martin so much, the Valkyrie. Yeah. But now we have two of them in this grid, so that should be very nice.
Yeah, for sure. It's great. I mean, we can start all over again and just say that this car sounds and looks great, but I think most of the people already picked up on this. But yeah, I mean, we can only say it again. It's great to have this car, these kind of cars, these kind of, I would say, outliners, which are not like the best car performing compared to others at the moment in the game. It's just great to see some variety, especially when it's such a precious car as the Aston Valkyrie is.
Yes, for sure. So we'll try to keep our fanboying on the Aston to a minimum here tonight, as we are on board with Usama Knani for his first flying lap here at Fuji. Same with the GT3 cars. These cars do not have tire warmers, so we expect those times to come down as we move along in the session with 8 minutes to go. So we have about 4, maybe 5 laps. I think 4 laps for each to set a competitive lap time here. We're expecting times about a 1:27, 1:28 as Knani comes flying through Coca-Cola. Take a lot of curb on the exit there. Through 100R there, as Charlie mentioned, very easy to overheat the tires there. To see the Peugeot sliding through the corner, looking for the limit on the tires through the hairpin, and now through 300R towards the Dunlop corner, corner number 10, the slowest 2 corners on this track, turns 10 and 11. Hard on the brakes once again. I saw 69 kilometers an hour there, I think, so it's pretty much crawling through the corners at that stage. And now the very tricky sector 3. Of course, you've used those tires quite a lot already in this lap, but now you have to keep it together. Don't overheat them too much. So you see him sliding through the next corner up towards Panasonic. And Kanani, who looked quick throughout the practice session already, coming onto the back straight and is on to set his first flying lap. So we'll see in a few moments' time what that will be. I don't think it will be quite as quick as we've seen yet. Jessica Hoffman there, who has switched cars, as we mentioned, to the BMW, sets provisional pole position. So Kanani, I think his lap was invalid at that point. So Jessica Hoffman sets the first lap there with a 29.8.
And has also gone 8 tenths quicker than Ricardo Diana at the moment. So Jessica Hoffman looking very, very quick out there. Our own Jessica Hoffman, moderator, and everything.
Yes, she sure is. So both of the VMS staff are looking very quick here tonight. Puts us on map nicely as well. Ricardo Tracciani in the Toyota for his first flying lap here in the Bronze Series. And he puts it on provisional pole in the Toyota by 2 tenths of a second ahead of Jessica Hoffman. So the Toyota looking quite quick at this stage. Rune Koolman, there we go. It's a purple sector 1 for him. Let's see if he can keep it together. So he does have some sort of an advantage here at Fuji, because I won a race with him last year at a 6-hour Fuji on the Assetto Corsa. So he should be good around here. It's not his favorite track, but it's you know.
He's got some experience behind him.
He's got some experience. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair as well, the Aston Valkyrie is very, very good for this circuit. It's, you know, high downforce, top speed sort of track that you need, and yeah, it suits the car very well.
It sure does, and it's got a nice slipstream here as well. And he moves it up to third. There we go.
Wow.
So not too bad. He'll be happy with that. So you see Lucas Sita now on provisional pole. 29.1. So just under a 10th clear of Hafunto, who is he's the championship leader, if I'm not mistaken. Well, not anymore, of course, after his DNF last time out. It is Gabor Poor who is the leader.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, absolutely, yeah. And then obviously Luca Gagliardini, who was second in the championship, he's actually had to withdraw from the championship due to work commitments for the rest of the season. So P2 for him drops out of his hands, but it offers it up to someone else.
It sure does. Well, Daniel, who do you think might be up to grab that P2 in the championship?
It's I mean, we still got Habuntu in the fight for the championship, right? So it's where may also switch for Gabor Pua, who just drops down the order. But I don't really know. All guys are really competitive out here. I mean, Osama Kanani is a bit on his back foot, driving a Peugeot, who is, you know, performing. His performance is very varying depending on the track right now. It can be very good. It can be like really, it needs to get a miracle to get a great performance out of the car. So I don't see the consistency to maybe get us on P2. But we'll see. I mean, I'm sure he's a great driver, and I'm sure he will try to extract everything out of his machinery, and will also finish on P2.
He just might, as we see Tracciani taking provisional pole position at this stage with a 28.9. So he's the first of the drivers into the 28s. It's looking good this time around once again. It's 29.2, so he's not improving at this stage, unfortunately. As we just saw, Rune Koolman coming through the pit lane. He's in P7 at the moment, 6 tenths off from pole position. So he's in the top 10, so I think he'll be happy with that. And once again, we see a very close qualifying here with the top 11 within a second at this stage. So once again, just as we saw in LMGT3, the field is very competitive here tonight, which is only good for us, of course, with the amount of competition and excitement that is going on in this championship. Ricardo Diana also making his debut here tonight. He is in the top 10 at this stage, so he should be happy with that as well. It's not the greatest of Sector 2s there. I got white there as well, so I think that's a track limit for him, unfortunately. As we are into the final stages of this hypercar qualifying session here. Diana over the finish. He does improve though. It's plays up to P9, so within 7/10 of a second behind Trecciani, who is looking more and more likely to claim his pole position here tonight on debut. And once again, his laps are also looking very nice, but I think he's pulling into the pit lane. So that's his qualifying over. Rune Koolman, however, is putting another lap together, so he's on his out lap right now.
I must say the gaps between P3, P4 and P5 are so tight at the moment. I mean, Lucas Cedar is 0.114 from pole, and Juho Havunto in P5 is 0.199. So just those three, P3, P4, P5, are separated by barely anything.
Yeah, it's just 2/10 between the whole within the whole top 5, so that's very close, as you say. Oh, yeah, the Valkyrie on the track once again. It does sound very good.
We've got to stay quiet, right, haven't we?
We kind of have, yeah. Let's just let it run for a few more corners. Well, I'm going to interrupt because Jessica Hoffman has gone even quicker. She is taking provisional pole position at this stage at 28.9. So almost a 10th clear of Trecciani, 67 thousandths of a second between the two. So she's looking very quick indeed here tonight. Rune Koolman, it's not an improvement on sector 1, unfortunately, 1.5 tenths down. So could still be very much an improvement here. I think he's the final car out on track. It is a good sector 2 though. He could be on for a good lap. Currently in P8. Can he keep it together through the final sector? It's looking nice and tidy.
And Jessica Hoffman is improving on her time as well as we speak on that pole time. So could we see Jessica Hoffman get the gap even further? Big slide there as well, yeah.
So he's into the pit lane, unfortunately, so that's an improvement for him on his final run. But Jessica Hoffman, Kanani is also improving. So at this stage, it's between Kanani and Hoffman then, I think. Kanani with a very strong sector 2. What can he do? Also coming into the pit lane.
Yeah.
So I don't think he had enough fuel to... Oh. Hits the wall even. Bortolijn also coming to the pit limit. Is Hoffman still on track, or has she finished already?
She has finished. She did not improve that time, I think. So
unfortunately,
lost a little bit through those final 2 sectors, but pole position it is.
It for sure is. There we go. So it's Jessica Hoffman, our first female pole position of the season here at VMS, followed by Trecciani, who is making his debut here tonight in P2 within a 10th of a second. So very good stuff from him. Havunto, our previous championship leader in P3. Good stuff. Kanani in P4 in the Peugeot. Lucas Cedar in P5 with Kapoor in P6. He is the current championship leader. So he might have expected a little bit more from tonight. Bortolijn in P7, Koolman in P8, Diana P9, Barol in P10. The whole top 10 within 7.5 tenths of a second, by the way. Very close stuff. Sturle in P11, just a second behind Hoffman. Puccinella in P12 and Venticini in P13, 1.6 seconds behind Jessica Hoffman. So there we go. That is qualifying done. Let's take a final look here at the starting grid. It's Kevin Bauer who takes pole position in LMGT3 with Omet Ohm in P2, also making her debut here tonight. Fabian Roch, the championship, the second in the championship in P3 with Kevin Kienbaum in P4. Giovanni Filiberti in P5 with Gregor Hujek in P6. Alexander Radoskovic in P7. Maurice de Ruyter P8, Giampiero Gratta in P9, and Alex Stratman finishing up the top 10. So we move to the final positions here. Nicolas Bessier in P11, Fabien Wenger P12, Jack Bolger P13, Jamie Logue P14, Corey Jason P15, Merwan Bonoada P16, and Colombo has failed to set the lap time because of technical issues. So the whole top 15 within a second there for LMGT3. in the hypercar field, it's, well, the top 2 is even closer. 67 thousandths of a second between Jessica Hoffman, who takes pole position in BMW, with Riccardo Trecciani in P2. Juhao Vunto in P3 with Usama Kanani in P4. Lucas Cedar P5, Gabopur in P6, Mattia Bottolin in P7. As I'm not allowed to see the rest of the grid, but we will find out soon enough as this race gets underway. All right, guys. Charlie, can I get your predictions for today? Who do you think is going to take the victory here tonight?
I want to say Jessica Hoffman because she is one of us. But I don't want to commentators curse it and curse our own staff. So I'm going to say Havunto.
Fair enough. And Daniel, what about you?
I like the same as Charlie for Hoffman, but as well I think Kanani has quite a good shot because he was in a very nice lap and apparently bottled it, like he quoted, in the last sector. So I think he might have some great pace, but as we saw in the qualifying, it's really just tiny margins. So everyone in the hypercar is really from P1 to P5 is really fighting for the win right now. So it's all going to be a matter of seconds, milliseconds, and yeah, I think it's quite close.
You can say that it is quite close indeed. So I think Trecciani might go for the win here on his debut. He's been looking very strong in that Toyota, so I would not be surprised if he walks away with the victory here tonight. And I think that LMGT3, it might just be Omet who goes for an early dive bomb into turn 1. But we will find out soon enough as we hear all the cars making their way through the very short formation lap that we have here. Coming through Panasonic as we make our way to the start of this 1-hour race here at the Fuji Speedway.
I've just noticed something very interesting. Rune Coleman on a different tyre strategy for this race.
Oh, so that's very interesting indeed.
1 hard and 3 mediums.
There we go. So he might know something that the others don't. So let's watch out for him then in the race. As we see the leaders making their way towards the green flag here. In just a few short moments' time, we will get this race underway. We are on board with the Peugeot. Looking at the back of Trecciani, right in front of them is Jessica Hoffman, who took her pole position here. So green here at Fuji. It is Hoffman on pole position with a good start, but Kanani is also having a decent start there. And Trecciani is looking to defend his P2 here and early on towards turn 1. Let's see if everybody keeps it clean.
Oh, that's and Riccardo Diana, I think that was, coming up the inside and just making massive contact on the inside of turn 1, and he smashes himself into the barrier there. Not good start from Riccardo Diana, but keeping on track, hopefully.
I think he managed to stay just ahead of the GT3 field there, but that's not the start he would have hoped for on his first race here. Dropped down to P12 after quite an opportunistic move into turn 1, let's say it like that. It is
even
still
more action.
Go ahead.
I've just seen Lucas Cedar, is it?
Yeah.
Lucas Cedar spinning around outside the hairpin there at turn 7. And we've got a replay of it here coming in. Oh no, there was contact with other Ferraris.
Oh, that's Avunto, I think.
Avunto
big contact there.
Yeah. Good avoidance from a lot of the other drivers there, though.
Yep,
Tricky situation for them to be in, and good for Cedar to get out of the way as soon as he could.
Yeah, and I think
he has to make his way through all of this LMGT3 traffic. Is that Rune Coleman at the back?
It is, yeah. Well? So not a good start from him either on that different side strategies. Moves down the inside here of the Nets corner. So he has to do a lot of hard work here as well. I'll make sure to ask him what happened later on. But he is down in P13 as well, just behind Lucas Cedar. It is still Hoffman in the lead though, with Trecciani now under pressure by Usama Kanani, who is looking to get the move done in the Peugeot. They're followed by Gabopur, who had a good start as well from P6. He's now up into P4. And now Vunto is now in P5. So it is Cedar who lost out big time there. Meanwhile, on LMGT3, it is Stel Bauer who is in the lead, followed by Omed Ohm, there we go, in the Lamborghini. Filiberti in P3 and Fabian Roth in P4, so he lost out on a place there on the Filiberti, and Hujek is still in P5. So GT3 keeping it a bit more clean here tonight.
Fingers crossed, yep.
So we do see Benoit in the pit lane, so I'm not really sure if he... I think he got spun out in that early lap as well. So see, that's Cedar, I think, making his way through. So a hectic start then for the hypercar field here at Fuji. You see multiple cars making their way through the LMGT3 traffic already. Making up, trying to make up some lost ground there. Benoit is out of the pit lane again, 23 seconds behind Grata, so he might have just had a penalty for jumping the start or getting some damage, I'm not really sure. I think that's a drive-through penalty.
I didn't see anything on the game, but yeah, I think it's probably the most, what's the word? I don't know what the word is. Most appropriate reason why he would have came.
Most likely.
Yeah, most likely.
There we go. So it is still our very own Jessica Hoffman who's in the lead, but this top 4 is pulling away quite a bit from Havunto already. The gap is almost 2 seconds at this stage. There we see the tire information, and indeed, as you say, Charlie, Rune Koolman is on a different tire strategy. Now that he is in the back of the field, that might work out for him later on if the tires stay good compared to the other cars.
It would depend really what happened for him to drop to the back of the field. I think if he's struggling and he had a spin or locked his tires too much, he could have a flat spot which could really impact the rest of his race. So it really depends on what happened to him. But the gap between Jessica Hoffman, Riccardo Ciccani and Osama Kanani, as well as Gabor Paul, is very, very tight at the moment. So this quadruple, right? Quad? I don't know.
Quad, I think. I think it's quadruple.
Quartet. There you go.
There we go.
Quartet of different cars is very interesting.
It for sure is. Well, we're going to keep a close eye out on them for the next 55 minutes as we make our way through the 3rd lap of this race. Well, Daniel, as Charlie mentioned, those flat spots, if you have them, you really want to get rid of those tires at this stage, but it's not really, it can be quite hard to manage for a driver, those used tires with flat spots.
Yeah, for sure. Especially in the hypercar, where you don't have, unlike the GT3s, any systems which help with anti-braking, anti-lock braking systems, the ABS. So if you really stamp on the brake and not release it in time, the tires will just have the brakes will just be so hard that your tire has not enough grip, and what essentially happens is that your tire just scrubs on the asphalt, and really there's if you look closely, there are like really flat spots, so your tire is not perfectly round shaped. As we see a overtaking trial of Osama Kanani to turn 10, which I think was defended by Ciccani for now, as we really have not this round shaped tire, but more like a round structure with a flat spot. So it's really like getting vibrations. You don't have great grip, and it's not helping with tire degradation at all.
Yes, for sure. As we did see indeed a move by Kanani, who tried to go down around the outside, I think, of Ciccani there. Meanwhile, we see Puccinella, who is now in P13, a long way behind Koolman. So not really sure what happened there, but he has lost a lot of ground already. Meanwhile, Omed is defending against Fabian Roth. He's down in P3 at the moment. So she lost out on a place on, I think that is, not really sure what it is. Filiberti, there we go. So Omed lost out a place there. Filiberti is now in P3, being hunted by Fabian Roth in the Corvette.
We've just had a moment for Gabor Paul from P4. It looks like he went for a move into turn 1, and he's dropped down to 6th now.
Whoa. Yeah, there we have him. So down in P6, losing a lot of ground there. That's not what he would have hoped for, being the championship leader in hypercar. Still plenty of time.
That helps Havanto out quite a bit because Havanto
It
is
does.
now up into P4.
So Havanto is could make up some ground here compared to Capopur. And as Charlie mentioned earlier on, Luca Gagliardini will not be able to compete in the rest of the season. He is currently in P2 in the championship, but he is pretty much out of it at this stage. So Havanto trying to make up a lot of ground here tonight, and Capopur being in P6 is pretty good news for him.
Yeah. Jamie Logue has made up some decent positions in the first stanza, the first 5 laps of the race so far. He's up into 10th now, so started P14, and I did say at the start of the stream I'd expect to see him in that top half, in that top 10, so he's exactly where I expected to see him.
Yep, and he did score multiple points in the previous 2 rounds as well, so his race pace seemingly a lot better than his qualifying pace, at least at this stage. He is coming through nicely. I think he made up 5 places at this stage. He started in P15, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a good race pace by him already. Meanwhile, Ahmed is still very much under pressure by the GT3 cars behind her. She did mention briefly a couple of days ago that the Lamborghini is, well, very rough on the front tires especially. So she might experience a bit more tire wear or higher temperatures than the other cars around her. Also, Trecciani there being still very close between the 3. Bertolin has dropped down a little bit. Of course, there was Capopur, I think, right behind these guys. So it's now Bertolin up into P5. But all of this allows Jessica Hoffman to, well, breeze away. It's already a second ahead of Trecciani at this point, 10 minutes into this race. So all of this is great news for her.
We just had a change of positions for P6 and P7 in LMGT3 as Radashevitz has just got past Dorada in the Lexus, and so Radashevitz going up into 6th in his Ferrari.
So not the cars who are the quickest right now are not always the quickest, but the BOP seemingly working quite nice here tonight with a lot of different manufacturers in the top 10. So we see Bauer really taking the lead here in GT3. It's already 2 seconds up the road, so he's only on 25 points. He DNF'd last time out in Portimao, but he is on 25 points from Sebring, so I think he does have a lot of pace, as he's showing here right now, but just been unlucky at this stage not to score any more points. But he's looking to set that right here tonight. Radosevic still under pressure by Maurice Dorada, who he just passed for P6, as you mentioned. Defending now into turn 1. I think he'll be able to stay, but he goes quite deep there. So Dorada down the inside he goes, and that's his place, a place up the road there from him. Radosevic being the youngest driver in the field here. I think he's only 16 if I'm not mistaken. So he's a very young driver, but still a lot of well, time for him to improve and get even better at what he's doing. As we saw also Ahmed struggling then with the tires, also losing out a place into turn 1 of Fabian Rolf. So she's down into P4 at this moment in the Lamborghini.
Yeah, it's proving to be a little bit difficult for Emma at the moment. Maybe it is the tyre degradation and progress of those tyres which is affecting her pace and performance at the moment. But I think, you know, regardless, a great qualifying effort. And, you know, if she can finish in the top 5 or top 10, I think that's still a great performance for the debut.
Yes, for sure. So, Daniel, I do want to talk with you for just a brief moment about both Ahmed and Jessica Hoffman. We have now 2 female drivers in this field, which I think they are the only women competing in the whole of VMS. Personally, I think that's very good to see them competing, and well, pretty much proving that they can, that women are just as quick as men are in these type of sports, especially in sim racing.
Or quicker.
Yeah. Or quicker.
Or quicker,
Yeah.
yes, for sure.
Yeah, like I said, we have a woman leading this race in the hypercar category. We have Jessica on pole, so she really sets up the tone in this race quite nicely, and it's it's, I mean, in sim racing, it's I think a bit easier to be involved as a woman. In racing, in real life racing, it's of course a bit like difficult and more difficult with sponsors now. But we have like pilot projects, like, well, it was a pilot project and is a well established team now, Iron Dames. I think everyone who is into endurance racing knows the pink Lamborghini or
Oh,
Porsche.
moving the lead, more for the lead. I think that's Kanani
Yeah.
down the inside of Hoffman.
Talking of Jessica, yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you there, but Kanani going for a dive bomb on Jessica Hoffman there for the lead of the hypercar race. It's all of a sudden with the traffic, it's very close between the two. Once again on the outside there of Dunlop corner, not really a corner you want to go around the outside of, but he tries to go for the move.
Trying to get in there as well. Look at Ciccone.
He is down the inside of Bortolan. That is no, that is Ciccone. So he's being overtaken again by Bortolan, who is up into P3 at the moment. He overtook Avunto a little bit earlier as well. But Hoffman all of a sudden losing quite a bit of time there with the traffic, as we see the hypercars going around on both sides of Filiberti there in the Aston.
Filiberti must be absolutely scared right now.
That is very close stuff indeed. Kanani setting up a move here. Bump drafting on the back straight there on Bortolan. That's the way to do it, that's for sure.
Style points,
Pushing
absolutely.
That's for sure, yes. If we had a driver of the day vote, we would be able to give him to him.
Maybe we have to get one up, yeah.
That is a good shout, though, to get a driver of the day in. That's for sure. But Kanani not being able to get the move done right now, but the gap towards Hoffman has closed down quite a bit. And Bortolana all of a sudden up into P2, so he won. He gained a lot of terrain there. I think it was in P4 just a few moments ago. So P5 even.
Wow.
So moving up the field quite a bit here. Mattia Bortolin. And Hoffman now under pressure to keep that lead in the race. I think she's shown quite a bit of pace already, but now the question is she able to break the slipstream that she now has with Bortolin? Of course, all the dirty air through the sector is working in her favor. But the massive straight, I think the you see Kanani here. Let's see what happens in this replay. Oh, he lost them almost there, so getting the rear quite loose there. Thanks, Lapper, yes. I think
like that
Hoffman,
BMW has a good straight line speed down the straight, doesn't it?
It for sure does, yeah. I think the Ferrari is not coming any closer at all on that back straight, so for now she's able to keep her lead going. Omet is still in the fight for P3 as well, so Philip Roth is just ahead of her, only half a second. So she's not out of the fight, for the podium positions just yet at this stage. But hopefully she's able to regain some pace in that Lamborghini. But yeah, Daniel, as you were
wrong, if we do have pit stops in this race, don't we? That they won't be able to make it the whole race without stopping. So I think that could be really interesting to see who's got the upper hand on their pit stop strategy, what they do in the pits and stuff like that. So.
Well, we did see in the silver split, no, in the
it was
the gold. The gold, I think. The first race of the season for the gold. We did see multiple drivers not pitting at all around Fuji because they were able to fuel save so much. So it is going to be interesting to see if they're able to do that. As we see the virtual energy there, especially Barrault and Puccinella looking very nice on their virtual energy. So I wouldn't be too surprised if we see cars making no pit stop at all. Oh, Radoskovic there.
What's happened here,
Spinning out.
Too much rotation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Simple mistake.
Oh,
Well, into the wall. That's going to damage it a little bit too much, and yeah, he'll be a bit stuck in that position now for the rest of the race, really.
Yeah.
yeah.
unfortunate, but it's pretty much your suspension damage, and then well, it's pretty much race over at that point.
Aero damage as well, I think, will be important here. You need it to, you know, take the corners flat, for example, if you need it, or just getting the downforce for the straights. Yeah, it would be difficult for him to keep it up.
I just want to briefly come back to the thing you were saying, Daniel, of course, with the Iron Dames team performing very well in WEC as well in the ELMS. So it is very nice to see both Jessica and Omet performing really well here in this championship. And well, personally, I hope we see even more women who are like, well, you know what, I'm going to give it a shot and going to compete in VMS. I think that will be very good for the whole championship to see more women competing here, making the field more diverse and bring a lot of overtaking action and high skill along with them.
Yes, sorry to butt in, but Borselin has just dropped down to 6th position. He went for a move on Jessica Hoffman into the final corner, and they did make contact, but it was Jessica Hoffman came out fine, and Borselin dropped positions due to having a little bit of spin there. So important things in the race results there.
Yes, for sure. Is now 4 seconds behind Jessica, who is now once again has a gap of about a second compared to Kanani, who is once again up into P2. So the positions are moving around all over the place in the top of the hypercar field tonight. But Hoffman is keeping her lead steady on for now. So we are on board with the Lamborghini Huracan. This is a V12 in this car, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, Hujek there, down the inside.
10, I think. Yeah.
And Omet trying to defend the position, but I think that's Kiko Hujek passed as well into P4. So the Lamborghini not really being all that happy around this track.
No, it's not, but I think, you know, Omet is doing a fantastic job so far to even qualify P2 in a very, very, very competitive field. You know, there's still 40 minutes to go. Let's see what happens.
Well, speaking of, let's see what happens. Rune Koolman is now 6 seconds behind Alessandro Sterle in P11. If he's able to close that gap just a little bit, then he might be able to fight for a top 10 here as well. And let's not forget, he is on a different tire strategy with the left front being a hard instead of a medium. So he might be able to score some points after all if his tires are lasting a lot better than the other guys.
Absolutely.
I think. Go ahead.
We've just had a message from Mo and Benamuda in the chat, as well as Discord, saying that their game crashed. So that's Merwin out of the LMGT3 race.
Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, I mean, that's one thing that always comes with this kind of sub-sport that sim racing is. I mean, you have the same like technical issues in racing as well, but I think in sim racing it's always a bit more frustrating, I would say, because it's sometimes you don't really understand. I mean, it's safe for racing if your engine blows up or some radiator is leaking. It's a shame, but having like technical issues while racing on your PC is always something. I mean, it gets me. Yeah.
It's got me before.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, some interesting fights happening.
Go ahead.
At the moment.
Essentially, it's the Diana on the inside of Samuele, on the inside of turn 1, and I think that's moved on rather easily. Up, there we go, up into P8. The two Ferraris fighting out on track for the one of the lower points paying position, but still some points on the board would be very nice, of course.
Bit wide
down
there
once again.
Nearly.
Oh.
Maybe had to sacrifice his line just a little bit, and it looks like Ventasinke is just sort of wagging that tail there and trying to get to grips with the car, but he's really keeping on the back of Ricardo Diana at the moment. See if there's a move coming anytime soon.
Well, speaking of moves, it's Fabian Roth who takes P2 here on Giovanni Filiberti in LMGT3. So Fabian Roth, who is in P2 in the championship, he's looking to score some good points here tonight. Bauer is 4 seconds up the road at this point, so he's pretty much gone at this stage. Little voice crack there, sorry.
He's already signed and delivered his envelope, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yep.
There we have him in the Fischer Racing Team Porsche 992.
It's beautiful.
That's a great car.
I do love those Fischer liveries. They always look great wherever they are.
Yeah.
And this will be a Fischer 1-2 at the moment, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Roth, yeah.
Well, pretty much a Fischer sandwich, because Rodosevic is also part of the Fischer Racing Team, and he's the last running GT3 car. So it's a sandwich for the Fischer Racing Team at this stage. I'm getting hungry the more I talk about sandwiches. I'm wondering if some of these guys are just waiting patiently to get the move done instead of attacking full out. If they are, hoping to get the race done without making a pit stop at all. As we see Havunto lifting and coasting quite a bit there into turn 10. So I think most of these guys are just following closely and lifting as much as they can to save the fuel needed to go without a pit stop.
We just saw a big moment there for Kanani as well in front, literally on board. Tricani and Kanani just battling it out here, and Gabapor and Havunto have just got a front row seat to the action, really.
Yeah, so just keep it clean, and where two dogs fight for a bone, the third one runs off with it. So
yeah, I'll take that. Here we go.
There we go. Start making your way through the GT3 traffic one more time here as well. 35 minutes left to go, so nearly halfway in this race. Oh, dive from there on the BMW.
Out there as well, yeah.
Big
Beamer
contact.
gets bullied off there.
Oh man.
That's unlike Beamers to be getting bullied. It's normally the Beamers being the bully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was not happy there, flashing the lights quite aggressively. Wenger, that it was, I think, being bullied quite significantly by the hypercars.
Kanani making contact with the Lexus there as well.
Oh,
this is so tight.
Yeah.
There's some intense stuff going on here. None of them are willing to give up a single position, but they're trying to get every single move done on the LMGT3 field. Of course, if you don't, well, you're risking to lose out a place, or 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So they're pretty much sending it everywhere. Hoffman there coming through Gregor Hucek, I think that is, in the BMW. The 46.
Corey Jason, I believe.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, P6, there we go. So it's Corey Jason. I think they're both running the same livery, so I got confused there.
No, this is really exciting stuff. It's sort of like grit your teeth, close your eyes, hope that nothing happens. And no, Matt! No!
Oh! What happened to her down in P8 at the moment? Just losing it into the final. Yeah. Bit too much speed into the final corner.
Right in front of Jessica Hoffman
as
well. Yeah.
And overtaken by Jamie Logue as well. So I think she's down in P10 at the moment. So that's how she would have hoped to, and slots in behind nicely into P10. So losing out quite a lot of places there, unfortunately. Not the debut she would have hoped for, but still driving along nicely.
We saw
these
earlier,
guys are just...
it was it Havunto who was doing a lot of LIGO earlier on into Dunlop? Be interesting to
think
see
so, yeah.
what the rest are doing as well in terms of lifting coast, because as you said, if the guys in silver or gold can do the whole race without refueling, these guys surely can do it. But
I mean, I think there's Diana on like 54% VE, so I think for sure he is able to do it at this stage. I also saw someone on 38%, so I'm not really sure if they are able to do it. But I think it's going to be I think there are going to be drivers who are going to give the shot at least to see if they're able to do it. But am I mistaken in saying that there will be some rain later on as well, or?
I don't think there is. I don't think the weather forecast said any rain. Let me just do a quick check of the race director notes.
And I might have been misinformed.
19% chance of rain.
Okay.
maximum intensity light train.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't think we will see anyone going to wets then, with the light rain potentially coming. We will find out at some point. We do see the headlights coming on these cars, so we are driving into the night here. It's
We
gonna
do
be
love
another
this track.
We do, yeah.
We've used it, I think, in every single championship, every single split this season so far, and I think bronze is the last one to use it. So they've really got the best of the best at the moment.
Yep, it is the final race around this track in the VMS across all championships. So bronze are the lucky ones that they have it for last as well. As we see Kanani once again lining up a move on Hoffman just now into Dunlop, but not able to do it. Now under pressure by Trecciani again.
Trecciani's
really
looking very impressive this weekend.
He for
just
sure
stepped
is.
up from Tier 1. And he's right in it, right in the fight in bronze. So it's really good to see. I mean, he's currently second in the championship in Tier 1. So, looking very good for him. And it will be interesting to see what he can do in the higher split.
Yep, he is looking very good indeed. A podium on debut would be for sure a nice start on this championship.
Definitely.
Also, the Toyota not really the quickest car, I think, in game at the moment. I'm not really sure how the BOP changed in favor of that car, but it's never really been the fastest car in this game. At least during this season. So
unless you put James Baldwin in it.
That is very true. Yes,
Yeah.
that's very true. So I think we Kanani has gone for a move just now on Hoffman, but he had to back out. I think the gap came down to about less than a tenth.
Couple of tenths,
But he is now back to 6 tenths behind Jessica, who is still in the lead and managing, 4 cars behind her at this point. There we go. It's a whole train coming through the sector.
Hop aboard the Hoffman train.
Yeah, toot toot. The Bimmer train has left the station.
Yeah.
So last week we had the Tatum train in gold, and now we have the Hoffman train here at Fuji. But she's just managing this very well right now.
I must say as well is Jeremy Barrett currently P7 in the Aston Valkyrie. So very good job from him in the Screaming V12.
Yep, for sure. It's always nice to see that car up in the midfield. So we are over halfway through this race here at Fuji. It's flown by really with the very close gaps in the top 5 of the hypercar. It's been keeping us on the edge of our seats all the way through. So once again we see the virtual energy there. Kanani is like 2-3 laps less than Hoffman, I think.
I don't think the energy's right. Because I'm in the game as well, and I've got Kanani at the moment 44%, 49% for Jessica Hoffman. So I think that might be a little bit incorrect on those graphics. Those
Right.
But yeah. We're hearing that it shows the fuel instead of the virtual energy. So yeah, that would make sense. But yeah, currently. Probably a lapse difference between Kanani and Hoffman at the moment.
Good stuff. As we see Havunto making his way through on Kabupur, or I think he is he is making his way through because Kabupur overtook him earlier. So he is now back into P4 after a great move through the Nets corner and sector 3 complete, whole sector 3 basically, and now trying to break the toe as much as he can.
Bottlin's joined as well. He's had a good recovery drive so far, getting himself back up into this 6-way battle for the lead. It's insane saying that, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Formula 1 could never.
No, exactly. I mean, even sometimes wet could never.
That's also very true, yeah.
It's normally just Ferraris at the top, or Porsche at the top.
Well, Porsche is leaving WEC after this, the next race pretty much, which is next week, I think. So
Alright.
it's a big shame to see the German manufacturer leaving WEC once again.
Well, we don't
I
know
think
if they're completely leaving.
Yeah.
All we know is that the Porsche Penske factory effort is leaving WEC.
Yeah.
Whether that means that Proton will run another car to meet the WEC regulations of having a 2-car minimum, we'll see. But they've also announced today Machi Jamne, one of the, I think, who's been with Porsche for at least a decade. He's leaving Porsche.
Yep.
So it's not looking good for Porsche.
No, some big financial struggles, I believe, are the reasons for them to drop out with the Porsche Penske team.
Yeah.
I don't think that Proton has the means to put up a 2-car team. I think they said something about that. So it's looking rather unlikely to see the Porsche 963 in the WEC Championship, unfortunately. But I think we'll see them back at some point.
At some point. They're still
Yeah.
going to be running in IMSA, which is, fine. It's not as good as WEC sometimes, but yeah, it'll be interesting. I think the thing about Proton is, I know that they've got multiple chassis. The issue is that they run in both WEC and IMSA with a single car. They also run the Ford Mustang program, so it's weighing up all of those. It's whether they've got the facilities to run a 2-car hypercar team, which, as we know, is not cheap.
Nope, not at all. As you see, Bortalen making a pit stop here with 25 minutes to go. So he is the first of the pit stoppers in the hypercar field. So he's not making it to the end in this race. So once again, we're gonna
train.
Yep, still
believe
going
it.
on very much, all within a second of one another.
I think we're still going to have like 24 hours of Porsche action at Le Mans because of IMSA Invitational, don't they?
I believe that the IMSA. That's a good point, but the only issue is to do that you have to have a 2-car minimum.
Oh yeah.
So if there isn't 2 cars from Porsche next year in hypercar, the Porsche from IMSA won't be able to go.
Oh, I see. I didn't know that the regulation also foresee it for like invitationals.
I think that's how it is, but it's something that we'll have to wait to hear of. I think but they could definitely put in a special request just for Le Mans, for example. I'm sure, but yeah, unlikely to see them.
Yeah, we will find out soon enough, I think. Meanwhile, Knani is looking to close the gap on Jessica Hoffman one more time. Now within half a second again. It was about a second just a few moments ago, but he's closing in. I think Knani got a bit unlucky with the traffic so far. He's been looking rather quick throughout this race, but Hoffman just managing to stay ahead each time. And I think that's partially due to the traffic that she's encountered.
I think that, and also Kanani's being a little bit desperate. I don't want to say it,
Yeah.
but a little bit desperate. The moves sometimes are a little bit borderline. Big slide there on the exit for him as well. I think he's definitely ragging that car around at the moment. But if he can keep with Jessica Hoffman, I think he could go for a shot at the win. But it will really depend on how desperate he becomes.
Maybe he's just pushing a bit too much at the moment and asking too much from the car.
Definitely.
Let's see.
A few flashes there from Kevin Keenbaum in the Aston Martin as they get past.
Yeah, the hypercars have been quite aggressive all throughout the race, it's safe to say.
Yeah.
They've been lining up some audacious moves on the LMGT3 traffic, as Knani once again trying to go around the outside of Hoffman at this stage, who goes defensive into the hairpin, flashing the headlights, trying to distract Jessica coming through 300R.
Must be so scary.
What?
Ooh, big dive.
On the inside, big dive. There we go. As you say, his moves have been a bit opportunistic.
Just trying to
desperate.
force it at this point.
Yeah. He just needs to to listen to us and say,
Yeah.
calm, chill. I
Yeah.
think he
Just
goes
stay calm.
nearly for another one there. Nearly went
Yeah.
for another
A
move
deep
there
breath.
and nearly took out the Lexus there.
Just stay calm, focus on your own pace, and it will come to you. But moves like that are not going to help at all with him potentially getting the win here tonight.
I think as well
So
as that, you know, he's probably struggling with trying to attack as well as defend from Tricani behind. I
Yeah,
think
for sure.
that's probably the worst situation you can ever be in, especially at Fuji, where you've got the BMW, which is a very, very, very good car here, the Peugeot, which is also a very good car here, and the Toyota, a very good car here. They're all built for this circuit, really, and really suit this circuit. So, you know, he's probably struggling with the pressure from being attacked and having to defend from that behind as he gets caught up there by Corey Jason. Just a little bit bad luck, I guess.
Yeah.
Wrong timing for the lapping, but he gets through, and I think he's struggling with that pressure at the moment.
Ooh.
Oh, Ahmed going off. Oh, keep it on track.
Oh.
No. Also, Ferrari spinning there, I think.
Yeah.
Ahmed's race going from bad to worse, unfortunately for her. So, battling with Grata, I think that is. It's for P8, so I think it's not going just wide there with the dirty air and then losing it on the grass. It's very unfortunate. So, and then this Ferrari of 25 also spinning out, being surprised by Ahmed there. So, his
the
race
grass
also.
The grass is very slippery here at this circuit, so even just a millimetre on the grass with those tyres, and you'll be off to China, I think.
Just a small bit of water, and then you're in China. So there we go. Then 20 minutes to go in this race here at Fuji. As the night is settling in here around this track, we see the lights of all the cars being lit, so the drivers can see. It's kind of handy during a race. And the battle for P1 and Hypercar is still very much up for grabs. Like, it's been the whole top 5 of Hypercar has been within 3-4 seconds all throughout the race. Yeah. It's been incredibly close, so it's really way too early to call who might win this at this stage. So Charlie, you said that the virtual energy, as we can see now, is not really accurate compared to how much fuel or how much VE they actually have. You are able to see though those levels, I think.
So currently P1 and P3, so Tricani and Jessica Hoffman, 34% each, and then Osama Kanani 27%. So I don't think Kanani is going to make it to the end. He'll have to do a splash and dash, and I think that's why he might be so desperate at the moment, because he needs to get past Jessica Hoffman to build that gap so then he can do that splash and dash. But it's not working really in his favour at this point. And it's working perfectly fine for Jessica and for Ricciardo. So,
but do you think that Jessica and Tricani are able to go to the end on the virtual energy?
It'll be tight. I think they'll have to do a little bit of lift and coasting till the end. But again, that might work in Kanani's favour. If they have to do lift and coast, and Kanani's not doing lift and coast, and he's flat out, and then does that splash and dash, it could get him that difference. But at this point, there's only 18 minutes left. There's not much you can gain.
Yeah,
it's too late, I think.
There's a lot of time to make up and not a lot of time left in this race.
Exactly.
All right. Well, we're gonna keep a close eye out on it, and we'll see how this unfolds within the next 18 minutes, as we are slowly closing in on the final stages of this race. Still, the top 3 are within 1.3, 1.4 seconds. Havunta's dropped back just a little bit at this stage. Fabian Roth, meanwhile, is under attack by Gregor Hujek, who's been looking very strong all race in the BMW. And he's already on the podium spot at this stage, but he's looking to claim P2 on the Fischer Racing Team driver, Fabian Roth there. was also driving very strong, I should say, in this race. He finished P2 in both Bahrain and Sebring. He failed to score any points last time out in Portimao, so that's the place where he lost most of the points compared to Manuel Fuchs, who is in the lead of this championship. But a P2 here once again closed that gap to him to about 10 points, I think. Gonna have to do some calculations shortly to see where he ends up, but I don't think he wants to lose that P2 at this stage.
It's nice to finally watch some GT3s as we've been so engaged and focused on the hypercar battle for the lead. I mean, we can't keep our eyes off it at this point, but it's good to see some LMGT3s. Here we got Nicolas Bessiere in the Aston Martin Vantage, just chasing down Amet here. So Amet still on the road, still going on, P11 at the moment, but Nicolas Bessiere charging to get that position from her. Not points paying position though, so Amet and Nicolas Bessiere out of the points as we speak.
Would be nice if she finishes with some points on the board, but there's not a lot of time left to go. A point, yes. So who is in the points? And that's, I like that. It's Rune Koolman. I'm a bit biased, I'm sorry. Commentators should never be biased, but maybe I'm a little bit. But he is in P10 at the moment, as I think Alessandro Sturle has made his pit stop just now. So he is about 20 seconds in front of him.
Just looking at the virtual energies as well, Ricardo Diana, 20%. Osama Kanani, 20%. So those guys are going to be the first pit, I would imagine, where the rest are on 26, 27, 28. Edward Hunter in the chat saying, did Amet pit? No, she had a little bit of a moment. We can say it like that.
You can say that, yeah.
Unfortunately.
Well, she's still driving, that's the most important part. So she has more races to come, and I'm sure she will do great at all of them, at both Spa and Qatar, which are the final 2 rounds of the bronze split here at VMS. So Tretjani trying to get a glimpse of the inside of Kanani there through 100R, but I think that's not really a place you want to go down the inside of, I imagine.
And this is actually letting Jessica Hoffman kind of get away. The gap from Jessica to Ricardo Tricani is 2 seconds. So, these guys are just battling, and it's slowing them both down and letting Jessica get away with it.
Could this also be Kanani, who has suffered too much on those tires and now just dropping back compared to Hoffman after pushing too much?
It could also be that. It could be that he's trying to lift and coast. Maybe has just a little bit in that tank that he can get to the end, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think he's going to have to come in and get some more fuel and some energy.
All right, well, we'll find out shortly. Only 14 minutes left to go, so the clock is slowly ticking towards 0. As you say, Hoffman is... sorry, go ahead.
Quickly ticking. The first half an hour went very, very quickly.
Yeah, it sure did. But after that, I think everybody just settled down a little bit, and we're like, well, let's just try and keep it in one piece. Because the gaps behind the top 5 are quite large at the moment, like 10, 27, 13, 5, and 25 seconds. But the top 5 have pretty much been in a league of their own at this race.
Absolutely.
Diana in the pit lane as well.
I expected. I did mention he was 20% the other lap, so.
But it's the second or third hypercar to make a pit stop. I think Bortelen and Sturla already make their pit stops as well. So it's the third hypercar to get into the pit lane. Are you also able to see the GT3 virtual energy or not?
Yes, give me 1 second and I'll get to the GT3s. Who do you want to know?
I am looking towards Bauer, Roth and Hujek, because that battle is relatively close.
Hujek has the lowest on 18%.
18, so...
Bauer has the lowest at 25.
Yeah, so Bauer is good to go, I think, for the final 12 minutes without a pit stop. Hujek is going to be a bit close, I think. He might just be able to do it. Ricciani, there we go, on the inside of Kanani. Can he get the move done this time around? I think he does. Yes, nice move
Yeah,
there
very
into
good
turn
move.
1. Kanani now back into P3, so his pace is dropping off just a little bit. He's not been able to overtake Jessica. He's tried really hard, but he's not been able to do so. And now he's been put back to P3. I think if he is to make a pit stop, this would be the time to do it. But
Yeah. Got 2-second gap back to Havunto and to Poor as well, and then 12 seconds to Barrow, 40 seconds to Lucas Cedar in P7. So I think he'll be P6 at the least.
yeah, some good points. And anyway, if he makes that pit stop, as we see Marin Bessier cheering on his brother in the YouTube chat as well. So always nice to see some support for our drivers out on track. There you have him, Nicolas Bessier.
It's great to see all the brothers and the family members that race in this championship across all the splits. I mean, you've got obviously Marin racing in the platinum split, Nicholas racing in bronze, so really good there. Probably gets a bit of coaching from his brother, I would assume. I think you've got Marco Di Buono in the platinum split, and then Matteo Di Buono in gold. But I believe they're in different classes. I believe Matteo's in GT3 and Marco's in hypercar, so that's a bit different. Oh well. And obviously you and Brune. Bit different, but...
Bit different, but let's just say that there's a reason that he is driving and I'm not, because he is by far the quicker of the two. So, you know, would it make sense to give him any advice from my part? So, you know, that's why I'm doing this.
Maybe we should do an IRL swap. Have him come on comms and then you do the race for him.
So, funny you should mention that, because the way we drive is we have his, well, it's his sim brake basically in his PC, and we have a seat that moves around. So when we do endurance races together, we literally swap in the seat. So he puts the seat backwards, jumps out, and I get in.
It's kind of like what they do in real life with their seat.
Pretty much,
stuff,
yeah.
Isn't it? Just
yeah, so
put one in, put one out.
We're able to swap in about 10 seconds, and then, you know, I'm in and he's out, or I'm out, he's in, and then we just go on.
Very good. Yeah, we got Marin in the chat also saying, yeah, I coach him a bit, just a bit.
Just a little bit.
And he did say I hope the strat works for him. Well, I think the strat is pitting early, possibly.
I think, did he make his pit stop already?
I would assume so, with where he was. Let me just figure this out.
Meanwhile, Gabopur is lining up a move on Havunto. Both of them fallen back just a little bit compared to Kanani. He's not. I think he's just waiting at this stage and trying to save some fuel behind Havunto there. As we are now into the final 10 minutes of this race. So it is Bortolin who has made his pit stop, as well as Diana and Sturla. We're going to come on as a P9 because of those pit stops, so he should score some points if it stays like this. I'm not really sure if he has pit stops to make. So Bessier is in P12 at the moment, so he has yet to make a pit stop. So he might just be going to the end then, and I hope that other guys in front of him do have to make a pit stop.
Well, Corey Jason will have to pit anytime soon. He's currently got 5% in his car, and he's just being lapped by Osama Kanani, who has 9%. Yeah. So that 9% will not get you to the end with 8.5 minutes to go, and potentially another lap on top of that. So I think Osama's got to come in anytime soon. He's lost 4.5 seconds to Jessica Altman now in, what, 3 laps, 4 laps maybe? Yeah, I think he's coming in this time around, seeing him come through the blend line. So Osama Kanani finally listening to us and coming in for his pits, diving into the pits. Let's look if there's anyone else coming in as well. 10% for Gregor Hudjek as well. I don't think that will get him through to the end as well from P3. So Corey Jason on 4%. I expect him to be in this next lap. Marin saying he is going to go to the end for Nicholas. So that's your strategy there. Hopefully it works out then.
Yep, fingers crossed as we see indeed Gabopur lifting and closing quite significantly there.
That's a lot.
Meanwhile, Trecciani has closed the gap to Jessica Hoffman. So it's only 2.5 tenths of a second between the two right now.
Was
So
that
Jessica
maybe
potentially,
traffic induced?
yeah, I was
think
going to
so.
say the same. I would say so. Jessica once again going quite defensive there. As she is holding on for dear life on that P1, which she's been driving all race.
Brief yellow
But,
flags there. Not sure what that was
Yeah.
for.
But Trecciani here looking really quick all of a sudden. So the gap to Gabopur is now 10 seconds with Knani out of the way. And yeah, going defensive once again. So with 6 minutes to go, the battle for the win is still very much on between Jessica Hoffman and Riccardo Trecciani. Are we going to see our first female win in the VMS Bronze Series of the season? Or are we going to see a debut win for Riccardo Trecciani in the Toyota home race for him with the Toyota-owned track here at Fuji? Well, we have 6 minutes to find out. And it could go pretty much either way at this stage. Jessica has seemingly lost some pace at this stage. But we've also seen how difficult it is to overtake around this track. As we see, there we have Corey Jason, as you mentioned, coming into the pit lane as suspected. Gregor Hujek will follow shortly, I am sure.
Yeah, 6% for Gregor Hujek, so 6 minutes left to go. I think he'll be in this lap as well. Also, just to mention as well, obviously this could be the first female win in VMS, but it won't be the first female podium because Jessica Hoffman herself took second place in Tier 1 the other week.
There we go. So she is no stranger to the podium places, but it could be the first female victory here. Has she ever taken the win in any other seasons at VMS? Of course, I wasn't there at the time, but...
Nope, Jessica Hoffman, this is her debut season. So only debuted in Tier 1, I think it was 2 rounds ago. And yeah, got P2, beat your brother in the previous Tier 1 race. But yeah, it'd be good showing for Jessica.
Yep, sure would. Well, let's see if she's able to keep that one going then. Gap is now back to 8 tenths of a second, so it's slowly extending once again. Oh, that Valkyrie sounds so great. I'm going to say it every time, but it's just, you kind of have to.
You have to. Yeah.
I had the pleasure of listening to that car in real life around Spa this year.
Oh,
and I
God.
can say, you can hear it from
I'm
literally
so
the other side of the track. It's insane.
Wow. Incredible.
Same with the Cadillac, by the way. That car, those two cars are just insane.
Absolutely. Yeah, as I predicted, Osama Kanani coming out of the pits after his little splash and dash, coming out in 6th position. So, as expected. Everyone else on 9 or 8% in front. So, I think they're good till the end. So,
just a little check on what percentage is Rune at this stage?
Gregor?
Rune.
Oh, Rune. My bad.
Sorry.
Rune is on 9%, so he's clear.
There we go. He's clear. So that should be points on debut for him if everything goes to plan. There we go. So you're not going to catch P8 anytime soon, I don't think. But P9 would be good. I think he would be happy with that. As we have 3 minutes left to go in this race.
This is heartbreaking though for Gregor Hujek, 2%, and I would expect him to come in this lap. Yeah. He's only half a second behind Fabian Roth for P2, and I think this will put him P6.
Yikes!
So yeah, heartbreak. Really good drive though.
Yeah, he's been showing some great pace throughout the season as he comes into the pit lane. Indeed. Hopefully, he didn't hit the wall. Yeah.
Let's see where it comes out.
Let's see if you're correct once again.
And he's already moving off the jacks.
But just a very short stop for him.
Very short, but I forget how long this pit lane is. I think it might have to be P8 or P9.
that's unfortunate. We see some contact there between the two hypercars. I forget who it is, but Daniel, do you know how long this pit lane is by any chance? Just
Oh no. Like timing wise or like
Yeah.
from the length? I think time wise it should be round about the for 25. Like
Yeah.
solely driving through the pit lane, it should take about 20-25 seconds if I'm correct, because it's quite a long straight. So every other car is being quite on their top speed, and you are like really just crawling there with what's the limit, 60 kilometers per hour. So yeah, you really lose a lot of time there. It feels like an eternity driving through this pit lane.
Yeah.
That is for sure, yeah.
Gregor Hujek coming out in P9 just behind Gratat, so maybe there's still something in there.
Yeah, he's scoring some points at least.
So I must say though, good result for Jamie Logue. He
Yeah.
said that he didn't qualify very well, and this was not going to be the greatest race for him, but P7.
Yeah,
P7
good stuff.
is
Good
really
stuff.
good stuff.
So of course, qualifying not everything in endurance racing, even the shorter races here, or motocross racing, then I should say. But great race by him. Nicolas Bessier is on P11, so if he wants to get some points on the board, then hopefully some cars in front of him are making pit stop as well. So we see Omet going off track again there, but she is in P10, so this result would gather a single point here at Fuji. So fingers crossed for her as we are in the final minute of this race. It's still very close between. That's Grata in the pit lane. So that moves Omet upper place as well. Same with Gregor Hujek. 30 seconds left on the clock. As the gap between Hoffman and Treciani is still very close. I think we're now on our final lap here at Fuji. It's just 0.6 of a second between the two drivers who are fighting for the win. As I said, this is either going to be the first female victory at VMS or a debut win for Riccardo Treciani in the Toyota hypercar. Either would be a great result and a great front page news story here, of course, but who it's going to be, we will find out in just a few months' time. The clock is down to 0, and we are on the final corners of this track coming through the first sector.
One thing I want to point out is Havunto. He was on 2% energy when he crossed the line. For this final lap, that's very, very tight.
Yeah.
That's neat.
I think you need about 3 for a single lap. So
yeah.
Well, we're going to see if he is able to cross the line and score good points in P4 then. So we are
Down
through the
1%.
final sector.
1% for Havunto, P4, 18 seconds behind the lead.
Filiberti in the pit lane as well. In GT3. But I think
that's going to work for Nicolas Bessier, I think.
Yeah, it is. He should score points. But it is going to be Jessica Hoffman who wins here in Fuji, our first female victory here in VMS. And it is Treciani who takes a very nice P2 on debut with Gabopor in P3. Barrault and Havunto, however, are fighting. Oh, and he spins him out. So that's Barrault spinning because of contact with Joao Havunto and in the wall. That's
rough.
That's not great.
Rough,
yeah. And the Valkyrie, who was on to score some very nice points.
Oh, man.
And
Havunto does not have the energy. He's on 0%.
And he comes across the line. I think he's done it. I think.
I wonder if he gets a penalty though.
Yeah, maybe.
And this means that Kanani gets P5 in the end, ahead of Jeremy Barrault, who spun out because of Havunto. I'm curious to see if the stewards will have a look at that in the end.
I'm sure that will be reported.
Yep. Meanwhile, in LMGT3, it is Kevin Bauer. There we go, in the Fischer Racing Team Porsche 992. He's been dominant all race. He comes across the line to take the win here at Fuji. A 1-2 for the Fischer Racing Team with Fabian Roth in P2 ahead of Bolger, who rounds up the top 3, the podium. Kienbaum in P4 and Hujek in P5 in the end. So he made up some places in the end there. Still scoring good points. There we have Jack Bolger in the Lexus in P3. So a great result for him as well. He is, let's see where he is in the championship. Well,
I believe he's
all the way down. Yeah, he lost his points
lost
because he
his
switched
points,
car. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's first points again on the board, and a very nice P3 for him. Kevin Kienbaum across the finish line as well in P4, and Kekaucek in P5. So see the final cars coming across the start-finish line here. It is Filiberti in P6 in the end. And I think that's the final car across the start-finish. No, it's not. That's Ucek. He has already finished this race. So that is your race done here at Fuji. Gentlemen, that was a very entertaining race, I have to say, with a close fight for the win. That was some good racing out there on track.
Yeah, absolutely. It was very exciting throughout the whole thing, and those strategies didn't work out for some guys, but it worked for some others. But yeah, really good job from Jessica Hoffman there, taking the victory for the VMS team. Really good to see. And yeah, a really good race there from Kevin Bauer in the GT3 class. I'm interested now. Who do you think is the driver of the day?
Well, I kind of have to go with Jessica then, I think. I don't think my brother will appreciate that, but I think Jessica will take it for me. Daniel, what do you think?
There's a lot. There's a lot of people who really deserve it. I mean, Kevin Bauer had a flawless race in GT3. He was, I mean, it was for us kind of boring because he just had quite a dominant performance, but it was a stellar drive from him. But I think we gotta praise Jessica Hoffman. It was her first race. No, not the first race. It was her second race in Bronx, I think. She participated in Portimao last time around. And yeah, winning now in such a dramatic race where it was really like she's been on her back foot. She's been really pressured by 4 cars being behind her. So it's really something that we need to praise. And yeah, for me, I think it's Jessica Hoffman.
Yeah,
About you,
I
Charlie?
mean, I can't disagree with any of that. I can't disagree with any of that. But I want to be different. I'm going to say Jamie Logue. Again,
There you go.
VMS bias, steward here at VMS, but I think incredible race from him. You know, he said that he was not going to be very much in it, but P7 in the end, really good race. Really good race.
Yep, I agree. It's been great driving by all of the guys and girls out on track today. As we look at the final results there, of course, it's Jessica Hoffman who took the win. Tajani P2 and Kapoor rounding up the podium, so he remains in the championship lead at this stage. Joe Vunto P4, Kanani P5, who's already waiting for us in the interview room as well. Jeremy Barrow in P6 in the Valkyrie, Mattia Bartolin P7, Lucas Cedar P8, Rune Koolman scoring some points on debut as well in the second Valkyrie, so very nice there. And Ricardo Diana in P10, running up the top 10. With Sterling P11, Veticinque in P12 DNFing, and Roberto Puccinella also DNFing quite early on in the hypercar field. So, of course, if you have any questions for the drivers or want to see some drivers here being interviewed, then put the names in YouTube. So I can already see someone saying that Rune should get in here, and I think he is already. So we'll get to him shortly. But let's start with Usama Knani, I think, who scored in P5 in the end. So that's dropping right in. Good evening, Usama. There was P5 for you in the end after a very hectic race. How was that race for you?
It was absolute cinema. I mean, I gambled on the strategy. I just thought no one's gonna make it on was with saving, and given that the Peugeot was really bad on fuel, so I had to go full in with the strategy, and it didn't work out. I mean, P2, P3 wasn't gonna give me like any more like it's not gonna make me happy, but I just wanted to win. I'm not in a hurry. I mean, this motivates me. This gives me like if I practice and if I put in the time, I can like I'll be like very competitive, and yeah, I mean, it's just this season is just gonna be like an introduction for me, just trying different things, trying to learn, and yeah, I'm really happy with the performance, even though I finished P5, and yeah, I can't wait for the next one.
Yeah, it was a really good race from you. I mean, we did say at times it did look like you were a little bit desperate at times, trying to make that strategy work. But I think in the end, you had to pull the plug and get that splash and dash in, or you wouldn't have made it to the end. But yeah, really good race from you, and some good fighting there.
Yeah, I had to like push and try to. The strategy was if I was able to overtake Jessica, I would like try to push and then get a gap and hope that everybody tries to push to catch up and then fuck up their like or ruin their own ruin their strategy and like but that didn't work. I kept pushing and then the tires overheat, so I had to back off and then push again, try to overtake with the traffic, but that didn't work. So yeah, it is what it is, and yeah, I just a bit of experimenting here and there.
Take it as a lesson learned, I guess. And we did say during the stream that we did think you were going to try and get ahead and then pull out the gap, and then everyone else try to push to get that. But yeah, as you said, didn't work, and strategy didn't fall in your favor. Hopefully next time it will be better for you.
Yep.
What are you like at Spa? Because that's the next race. How is Spa
Yes,
for you?
I'm waiting for Spa for that is like my favorite track and the best track for me in LMU, and that's a track where if I don't get a good result, I'm gonna be depressed.
Well, fingers crossed you perform well there. Then in 2 weeks' time, Daniel, did you have any questions for Osama?
No, I think everything was already asked. Yeah, just good luck for the next round at Spa.
Thank you.
Yep. So congratulations from the three of us, and well, we hope to see you again in 2 weeks. And have a good evening.
Thank you. Good evening, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
So the next driver is going to be Lucas Cedar, who finished in P8 in the hypercar. Gonna drop him right in. Good evening, Lucas. It was a very entertaining race from our part. Maybe a bit lonely for you, given the gaps in the end. How was the race for you?
I mean, it wasn't that boring because I had something to fight for, but it was just complete mayhem. In the turn 1 incident, I got suspension damage, front damage, rear damage, an orange blinking tire. So from turn 1, the car was even snappier than the base setup, which was quite snappy already. And then I got spun twice. So yeah, not very lucky race, which is a shame because I feel like I had the pace for a podium easily.
So not the easiest race out there, unfortunately.
No, yes, you could call it that, yes.
Well, it was still quite a. Well, you still scored some points in the end there, because as you say, you might have finished on the podium in the end. But are you still happy with some points on the board, or just disappointed?
This race, I'm just disappointed. You know, it's the first time racing for this new team, and I wanted to finish in a good position, and I had the pace, so I'm just really disappointed, to be honest.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Charlie, Daniel, do you guys have any questions for Lucas?
No, nothing for me at the moment. But yeah, good drive and good recovery to the end there.
Thank you.
Yeah, nothing from my side as well. Just wishing the best of luck with Fischer Esports team, and yeah, best of luck in the next races.
Thank you.
All right, so we will see you hopefully again in 2 weeks at Spa.
You will see me actually next week because I'm racing in silver as well.
Oh,
Yes.
there we go. So double duty then, 2 weeks in a row, or 3 weeks in a row, I should say. Is Spa going to be a good track for you? You think?
I don't know actually. I mean, everybody's gonna be pretty quick at it because it was the pre-qualifying track. So I'm not having my hopes up too high, but on the other hand, I was pretty high in bronze split in pre-qualifying, so I'll just have to see how it goes and hope I get lucky.
right, well, fingers crossed then. Thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you in 2 weeks' time.
Yes,
Have a
thank
nice
you,
evening.
goodbye.
See you, Lucas.
Bye.
I think we should get your brother in now.
Yeah.
Should we, or are we going to go to GT3 then first?
Yeah, let's do P3 GT3 and then let's do your brother. I think
Yeah,
that's a
sure.
good idea.
Let's go. So that's you can put it in as well. I'm just gonna check who was P3. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Yes. So good evening, Jack. That is a P3 in the end for you in the GT3 field. Well done. How was that race for you?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it was a weird one because I did qualifying, and I thought, oh, I'll get a lap. So I got a 42.5, 142.5, and then I was 6 tenths up going into the final sector of my next one, and then I got a track limit, so that got me into 13th place starting on the grid, and then somehow I just managed to, because I did the fuel saving strategy, so I didn't have to do a pit stop. So I guess I just had the pace. Yes, I just fuel saved, didn't do a pit stop, and then I guess I just got everyone else in the pit.
Well, very well done with the strategy. With the podium, you're now you have some points again on the board after you switched cars. I think that you did at this race.
Yeah. I didn't have any points before that, so I thought I like the Lexus. I may as well switch because.
Yeah, so I guess you're happy with the switch at this point.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll definitely be sticking with the Lexus now.
Were you expecting anything less or better for this race, or is it just very happy with the result?
Oh yeah, I'm really happy with the result. Honestly, I wasn't expecting this. I was thinking maybe top 5 at best. Really, Fuji isn't my strong track, and yeah, I mean after that qualifying, I was just like, yeah, let's just see what I can do, try get a few points.
Well, I'd say a job very well done. Charlie, Daniel, do you guys have any questions for Jack tonight?
None from me.
I do. We've seen some, at least from our perspective, some really big hypercar trains. Given that you had quite a recovery drive, how was the hypercar traffic for you personally?
I mean, it was a bit chaotic, especially at the start. I think the hypercar had some problems. He was like almost at the back of the GT3 grid. So yeah, and then I think I had an incident with one of the hypercars on the last turn, but I don't think it was too big of a deal. Yeah, I mean it was quite chaotic, but when it's multi-class, never chaotic. It's always a bit mad.
You've got to do what you got to do and get yourself through it, in the best way possible. And sometimes
Yeah,
a little bit
I
of
think.
contact happens.
Yeah,
Not much you can do sometimes.
yeah.
Well, nonetheless, very well done on your podium here tonight, and we look forward to seeing you race again at Spa in 2 weeks'
looking
time.
forward to it. Yeah.
Great. So thank you very much for joining us, and have a nice evening.
Right, thanks guys. See ya.
Lovely. I think next up we're getting Rooney. Here we go.
Hello.
Hello.
We literally sound the same.
Yeah, we do.
This feels like a bit of a rage bait after finishing last.
Well, you joined the interview waiting room, so it's not our fault.
No, of course not.
And of course we got to speak to the legend himself,
Yeah, thanks. No,
We've been talking about you all race, so you know.
Race. Yeah, I heard. No, absolutely amazing race, of course. And so glad to be this as a debut.
Well, what happened to you at lap 1?
Well, on turn 1, I don't know what happened. I took it very calmly, and there was one guy I was steaming on the right side, and I was confused at was happening, and then I think I tapped somebody or somebody tapped me. I didn't got a look at it, and then I spun, and then a GT crashed with me as well, so I got really bad damage, and after that just no pace the whole race, so yeah, disappointing.
I mean, you did score some points in the end, P9, so there's still 2 points on the board, and next time up we're in Spa, and I know that is your favorite track, so how do you think that will go for you?
I hope some better.
the Aston should have some good pace there. I think it's like in some leaderboards the quickest and up there. So I think I'm gonna practice a lot and try to get a good result there. Although my pre-qualifying wasn't the best at Spa, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I like the track, and I think I have some good chance for some more points.
Well, the Aston Martin Valkyrie was the fastest car in our pre-qualifying in Hypercar at Spa, so that was with Kobe Chan, so for Platinum Split, but definitely got the pace and got something for it in there.
The problem there isn't the car; it's more the driver.
It's the driver,
I think.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. Stop laughing, please.
Never.
No, okay, I get it. I get it. No, I don't know how I got points. I just stayed out and hoped for some people to pit and lifted like crazy with the high consumption of the Aston. But yes, all right.
Crazy, right.
We'll go to the next race and we'll try to improve. I will
Yeah.
try to improve.
Great talking to you, and
Yes.
congratulations on points on debut in bronze.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
And we'll see you
congrats.
again, obviously, on Wednesday in Tier 1
Yes.
as well. Continue your championship charge, I guess.
Well, let's hope so.
Let's hope. Let's hope.
Exactly. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you. See you.
And who should we talk to next? Corey, Jason, or Matt?
Corey, Jason.
Should we
Yeah, let's do Corey. And then ik doe Omet for as the final.
Yeah, sounds good. Hello there, Corey. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay, thank you. How are you guys?
Yeah, that was an exciting race to watch. Now you had a bit of unfortune at the end.
Yes.
With your fuel. What happened?
So I wasn't expecting to fuel save at all. Like I was just expecting like people were gonna pit and like just pit and the same as me. Like 'cause I didn't expect that you could fuel save like 4 laps or whatever. So I just full pushed. I started obviously I messed up on my qualifying anyway. Because I ended up getting two laps in a row as track limits. So I was like, oh no. So I ended up pushing at the beginning and getting P5 off the bat. I accidentally hit Fabian Wenger in the rear. Sorry if I mispronounced his name, and he ended up spinning. I felt really bad for that because I weren't expecting like the early break off of him, but I should have expected it because of the hypercar diving in on him. But yeah, I just completely messed up my fuel saving strategy. I wasn't expecting a fuel saving race. So yeah, it was one of my first good races I've had. And then I completely bin it.
Ruined it by strategy wise, yeah. I get that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
at least you've learned your lesson this time. Next time, fuel save.
Yeah, no,
all the way.
yeah, no, that's it. That's it. I should have done. And like I was doing so well, and I could right at the end, I was like, yeah, I've done this wrong. As soon as I pitted, I seen everyone pass me. I seen their fuel. I was like, yeah, nah, that's not it. That's not it.
Not happening. Yeah.
No, yeah, it's not happening. But
Oh yeah.
it is what it is at the end of the day. I had fun racing. I had some good battles here and there. So I'm
How
just
was the
happy I didn't
traffic?
have. Oh, traffic was horrendous.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah, we saw.
Yeah, it was horrendous. Like there was one point where I was going through the last turn. I wasn't expecting a hypercar on my outside and then my inside as well. So I was like, what do I do? So I just put my brake down quickly. I was like, yeah, I'm not getting squeezed out of this. So I just carried on. I lost like 2 seconds on the final turn, but I was happy I didn't have Colombo constantly at my rear that whole race because me and him are always battling at the minute. So
well, it is a common thing for whenever Colombo is doing something, there's yellow flags, and then it turns to him, and it's him.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Or something else.
Yeah, I've noticed that a few times. So I kind of if I see him coming, I just like, yep, move out the way a little bit. I don't want to get binned out by him or anything like that. He's a good driver, but yeah, constantly binning it like he is. But it was like I say, overall, it was a really good race with the battles. Got some really good drivers, really good drivers, especially in the bronze split. It was even for the qualifying, everybody was so close, like within a second of each other, like that from P1 to I think it was last place.
13th,
Everyone was
yeah.
13th. It was. I could have got into that because I was like a second up on my qualifying, but like I said, I just kept binning it with going off track, either on the last turn where when you come round you end up going a bit too wide sometimes,
Yeah.
or turn 2 where you cut the curb a little bit too much.
And then go wide on the exit there, as well.
Yeah,
fair
yeah.
enough. No, I get it absolutely. I've been doing the LMP2s this week, and I'm just like, yeah, I know where it happens.
Yeah, but like, this is my first proper league that I've been in, and obviously, like I say to everyone, like, I'm not ashamed of saying to people, I'm usually a driver that drives with a line on, and this is my first time that obviously I've been training myself. Like I'll come on every
Putting the
day
work
for
in.
I'll come on every day for 2 hours to 3 hours, just driving without the line on, practicing the tracks, and I didn't know I was actually as good as what I thought. I could be better, but I didn't know I was as good as what I am now with the line off. So
Hey,
I mean,
it's development and it's progression. That's
Yeah.
how I see it, and you should be proud of that
100%.
because
I mean, you scored 4 points 2 weeks ago in Portimao as well. So
Yeah.
there's some. You're doing great, I think. And as Charlie is saying, the only way to improve yourself is to keep doing it, and
Yeah.
that's exactly what you're doing. So I think you're doing a great job.
100%. Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate that.
No worries, mate. We'll see you at Spa, I guess.
Yeah, so Spa, lovely. not my strongest. Not my strongest.
Not your
track,
strongest. Well,
but
you've got 2 weeks to practice and train on it, so hopefully we'll see you up in the top 10. Hopefully.
yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. But no, thank you guys for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you, mate. Cheers.
And next up, we'll get in Amet finally.
Yes.
Our very own Amet.
Hello, Amet. Good morning.
You saw nothing.
We saw everything, and we highlighted every single detail that you did.
We've got a presentation to show you later.
I mean, you started in P2, and then what happened?
I mean, first of all, I'm upset with quality. I could have done so much better, but I'm brain dead. But okay, so I was fuel saving. I'm not used to that. Okay, I'm normally used to brain dead driving, and then in the last corner, my brain switched off, and I started pushing again, and then I spun, because I was not used to pushing again at that point, and then yeah, so that was the first spin, guys. Part 1 prologue. Arc finished, and then I was back behind, and then I was going to take him at like very fast right-hander. I was behind the BMW, and then they suddenly slowed down all of a sudden. Okay, maybe like God smitten their engine or something, and then I slowed down all of a sudden too to avoid that. But then I lost the car and I spun again, and then I was like, you know what, for the laws, I'll spin a third time. Definitely not a skill issue, guys. Okay, so I was back in like P irrelevant, and then I somehow finished P 8-7. I don't remember after all that. So that made me more upset because I'm like, if I just drive like a normal human being, I could have probably been top 5 or podium, but it's okay, guys. Sponsored by Pudding Company.
I mean, you qualified P2, like even with the last lap that you didn't complete or that you're not happy with. So you have the pace. It's just keeping it on track next time.
Yes, yeah, that is true. That is true. I'll take that away. Next time I'll drive like a monk. I will try to like be in like a Zen.
It's Zen mode.
And try not to spin. That's the entire mission. I have one job, not to spin, and then I'll be good.
Fair enough. Well,
I think you did a great job in the end to get P8. So well
please
done.
don't pick the Lambo. It's so hard to feel safe. We have to coast like a million, like an entire postcode from the breaking. Anyway, guys, thank you for the interview.
This is awesome. I love this. Right, I bet. Have a lovely week, and we'll see you on Sunday for Platinum.
You too.
See you.
Have a great one.
Good one.
Good morning.
Have a good evening. And
All right.
I think
Yeah.
that's all, isn't it?
I think with that we are gonna round off here tonight for the bronze race. Well, Daniel, thank you very much once again for joining me tonight here in the commentary booth. As always, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
And Charlie, thank you for joining us as well here tonight. It's been a great pleasure to have you here as well. It's been very entertaining to commentate with you here and do it with the three of us. So thank you for joining us.
Very good. I think it should happen more often. We'll see what
I
we'll
loved
see
it,
what
to be honest.
management thinks.
I think it was great, to be honest. I'm all for it. Anyway, for you guys at home, thank you very much for watching as well. If you haven't already, please do drop a like on the live stream. Give us a follow on Instagram, on the YouTube, and all the other things that the algorithm likes, of course. Thank you very much for watching, and we hope to see you Sunday for the Platinum split and next week for the Silver and Gold split as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Sverre Komman, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.